Oh, excuse me there. I was just reading some manga. Manga. If you're in the anime community, you know what manga is. The graphic novel form of anime, and usually the source material for practically any anime ever made. And ever since the basically dawn of manga and anime, there's always been a debate. What is better, manga or anime? Now this isn't gonna be some like deep in detailed discussion of, well, if the manga is gonna be some big in detail video essay if saying manga or anime is better than each other. But this is just going to be instead just kind of the pros and cons and my stance on this. So first, let's just start off with some reasons why someone might prefer anime over manga. Now, someone might prefer anime over manga because they don't like reading, unless if they watch it in sub. Then you can pull the hypocrisy card. But if not, then maybe they just don't like reading, color visuals, music, just animation-wise in general. Something like Demon Slayer, which is actually one of the most popular manga, even in Japan, not just in the US. Even though I like the manga, the anime just propels the story just way better. Demon Slayer doesn't have the best story. It's not complicated. It's not super complicated. It's not very huge and grand story. But the anime brings all the hype moments in the manga to the most biggest spectacle of every single season. And I'm not just talking about the seasons of the show, but also just seasonal anime releases, like, the summer, the fall. If you're an anime fan, you know the seasonal release schedule. So, obviously, the hype, the color, the animation, it just makes something way better. Now, there are some things where the manga is completely different, and the anime is also completely different, and someone might prefer in the ending or just how the story's handled. Tokyo Ghoul is an example. I haven't personally watched or read Tokyo Ghoul, but is pretty, notorious for having a completely different ending to its manga counterpart, and a lot of people hated it, a lot of people didn't hate it. Sometimes it's not just different endings, just completely different plots in general. For example, the Pokemon manga is completely different from the anime. The Pokemon manga follows the games very closely. They follow Red, they have their almost all original story, and Ash is not even a character in the show, I guess in the manga. Now for the anime, it's completely different. Does not follow the game storylines. If it does, it's very, very loosely, and it's a lot more kid-friendly, and there's a lot less of a big, grander story than in the manga, and there's less of kind of a adventure and more just kind of slice of lifey kind of stuff, but in between the big battles of Pokemon. And of course, that can also happen with, like, anime based off of games versus the manga based off of games. And then also sometimes anime can just be a better adaptation to certain other kinds of forms of media. Example, manga adaptations, light novels. Anime is not a lot better, and that's why somebody might prefer something like, you know, adaptation of a visual novel, just of any kind, or a light novel, because a manga already has a lot of text. The majority of the art is just gonna be someone staring right at the viewer or right at the side, just talking with the speech bubble being half of the entire page. The anime can just, you know, have them be talking at different camera angles and be able to do a lot of things better. Those are mainly the main reasons why someone can like the anime better. Now, manga. Here's the reason why people might prefer manga. And I guess these are also the pros and cons. I guess just, this is the pros section. With manga, it's a lot faster to get through. And I know some people might think, oh, but reading, it can take longer. Well, surprisingly enough, manga is just way better paced. Even if, like, something like Naruto is 74 volumes. Same with Bleach, which I'm recording this before my unboxing of the box set. I know it's arrived here, just haven't recorded the video yet. It's a birthday present, so I'm waiting to unbox it on my birthday. I've recorded this before then, so that's why I'm using the Bleach Friend one and not like, you know, any of the volumes from the box set. Just a quick note, something like Bleach, it also has 74 volumes, but its manga is significantly faster to read through, because the Bleach anime has a whole bunch of filler in between a lot of the anime arcs. The same with Naruto, but also Naruto just has a lot of dang flashbacks for anime original, or just, it's just so slowly paced of its fight scenes. It's like a whole episode can be dedicated to just Sasuke, you know, throwing a shuriken at somebody, and that's the entire episode. And then the next one is him trying to punch them. It's like, it's that horribly paced. And I know I'm exaggerating, but if you've watched Naruto, especially the early parts of the anime and the late parts of Shippuden, you know how horribly paced it is. Now with the manga, all of the slowly paced first parts of it, just it zooms through them and it gets through it way quicker. The same with something like One Piece. Even though One Piece, it's still long, it would take you less time to just read all of One Piece compared to watching all of One Piece, because the One Piece anime has a really bad problem with not only filler, but just combining filler with canon material. So the manga just way faster. A lot easier to be able to finish a manga than an anime, because most people in the box sets, or they just buy a big chunk of the series. That's what most collectors do. Or if they read online, they just, you know, read a series and read all the chapters. With anime, it's a little bit harder because most manga is consistently released. With anime, the seasonal release cycle, you know, it's like, if it comes out in summer, you might be waiting all the way to winter or spring of the next year to get the next season, or the next part, because anime likes to do the season blank, part blank. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. But with manga, it's usually just weekly or monthly compared to, you know, waiting It's almost a year just to get the next season. The manga actually ends, discounting One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter, and Berserk, but that's less of just the story being super long or the author just not wanting to continue it, or just not having time to do it. With Berserk, the author literally died, but discounting those or any other manga where the creator died, they actually end. Like, so many anime, especially ones in the early 2000s, they begin and then they just randomly just stop going anywhere, or they're 26 episodes long, could have a completely different ending, and it's not even an ending, it's just an abrupt kind of like, everything's over now, rather than an ending. It's like there's several examples. Organized Host Club was one, early 2000s, but Soul Eater and Shaman King. Shaman King was early 2000s, Soul Eater wasn't. They just kind of abruptly end with, yay, we did it. And that's it, not really an ending, just kind of like a quick, okay, we gotta get this over with, boom. And just randomly, or just on hiatus for forever. Like, you can't even go back to the 90s, the Hunter x Hunter anime. So many people was like, we're never gonna see the Chimera Ant arc or all the other arcs because it just stopped after the York New arc. The TV one, I know there's OVAs of the Greed Island arc, but like, they're OVAs, straight to video, they're not really super widely known about, so technically, it just kind of ended there. Else, there's that, it ends. Negatives of just, now we're praising manga and we praise anime. I'm just gonna kind of have to show what manga doesn't do really well. Colored visuals. Most American releases of manga by Viz, Kodansha, Yen Press, mainly those. I know that 7 Seas, oh yeah, Tokyo Pop also doesn't do colored pages mainly. Viz sometimes does them if they're, I'm saying them a lot. They do them with their special releases, like with the Pokemon Adventures Collector's Edition, or Death Note Black Edition, or the beginning of any Viz, like the Shonen Jump Advanced titles. Not all of them, certain ones, like Blue Exorcist. And some other special releases like the Fullmetal Alchemist Full Metal editions. And with Kodansha, you have the Sailor Moon editions, and just the standard Sailor Moon volumes, even a silent voice. And then Tokyo Pop, from what I know, I haven't ever really dived into the Tokyo Pop manga sphere. I owned 1 volume of Rave Master. Tokyo Pops, I don't really want to, consider that a new Tokyo Pop, from what I know. Does not have colored pages. Same with Yen Press, except for, again, their special edition releases. Like the Fruits Basket Omnibuses, they have colored pages. None of our Yen Press manga has colored pages. So color is one big thing. The next thing is no music or audio. That can really make a scene just like way less cool or way less hype. Comedy, voice acting can really add to comedy. Sometimes not. with One Piece. The comedy in the anime is a little bit not as good because its overall art style has to kind of conform with the current style of the manga rather than being able to change randomly. Cons of anime, again, some of them just don't end. And then also, the horde release schedules. I know piracy is a thing and you can get things weekly instead of waiting for all seasons to release or Blu-ray releases, or for them to be picked up by a streaming service. But still, I feel sorry for you having to watch the final season, part 3, and then waiting for the Attack on Titan, the final act, part 1. I feel bad for you guys having to wait that long for an ending that has been spoiled and everyone kind of guessed would end how everyone expected it to be. But still, our cons of anime is just you have to wait for the manga to finish. So the ending, again, like Attack on Titan, the ending, it's been over since 2021, I believe. The anime is still going. It will probably go until like One Piece ends in 2025. Which, yes, One Piece will end in 2025, 2024. Y'all heard said it. But there's that, and Demon Slayer, the anime, was only at the Mugen Train arc when the manga was already over. So most people just either have read the manga or haven't been spoiled from it. Haikyuu, like, I think they're finishing off with some movie or something, but like the ending has kind of been spoiled. So Dragon Ball Super, same thing. Also, another thing that can really cripple an anime compared to a manga is just a bad translation. With manga, a bad translation, like stuff on like Manga Plus from Yen Press, just that's bad. But at least you can get unofficial translations or literal physical copies that have better translations. With an anime, if you get a horrible dub in your country or just a horrible dub in general, you're usually gonna have to wait months. A fixed version and a Blu-ray release that might not even come to streaming just ever. Translations, like, I know everyone clowned on the guy that got mad at the word sus being used in that one anime, but like, remember, a bad translation of something or just adding something randomly can experience, because for some people, they don't know that they can just watch a different version, use a different platform. Their only way to watch an anime might just be through Crunchyroll, and I know you might say pirating sites. Some of them are blocked in other countries. Some of them just don't want to get viruses. So those are kind of the cons of anime. The cons of manga, the price. The price of manga is fairly good, but then you remember online of the cost of them. Like, here is the price of volume 1 of Slam Dunk. Here's the price of, this is the highest price I could find for a volume. That is a lot. Also, scalping. I have been scalping manga before. Slayer, just the experience of having, like, not the volume, not any of the content, not the cover, not anything. It just lives rent-free in my mind every time I think of manga collecting and the Demon Slayer manga. Just the cover and on the Amazon page and just a shelf at Barnes & Noble with really everything, the entire series, but volume 14. If you know them, Kino Q&A books or Kino books or whatever, it's a lot of manga because they're really dedicated to Japanese books, media, whatever. So most of the time, if you go to one of their stores, they'll most likely have the majority, if not all, of the series. I went to the Portland, Oregon one. Just find a store. Yes, I didn't go there, just solely that. But my only chance to be able to physically, without having to pay $14 to $20 for something that, mind you, on Right Stuff would have costed $8, that was my only way. They had volumes 1 through 22, because that's all that was released at the time. Was 50, but I believe because I just saw somebody, pick them out and go to buy them. The only volume that they were not missing because someone recently bought them was 14, and I made sure to ask them, did someone buy it recently? It's like, no, we just haven't been able to get it. We haven't had it in stock for months. The only way I was gonna get it was buying it in Japanese. I did not buy it in Japanese because I can't read Japanese. But I was so dedicated just to have the entire series, I was willing to buy it in Japanese. Yeah, and I went to Barnes & Noble, and I went back to Barnes & Noble a couple weeks later, and I didn't see volume 14. I asked them, has anyone bought a volume 14? It's like, no, we haven't had it in stock, in store, for months. And, the last time we've had it in stock was in a store way, in a state way far away from me, and it was online. I guess it wasn't that far away from me, but the only way I could get it and have it get to my state was to buy it from a completely other state online, or just straight up go to that store and hope someone didn't buy it. That is a big problem. I know that was a huge long rant. Scalping is a huge problem with manga. You can really, especially for out of print stuff, like any Tokyo Pop series that is mildly popular and has not been picked up by any other company, you can be expecting to be paying as much for a new complete series manga box set. Heck, even more than any standard Viz, Kodansha, Yen Press manga box set. For a complete series, for out-of-print manga, which is this, that I can buy a Shonen Jump magazine title that might have that I might literally be able to buy the entire run of that manga by just buying Shonen Jump magazine, just Shonen Jump magazine issues, and have a lower price than buying that one volume or several. It is ridiculous that you could do stuff like that. It'd be less expensive than actually just buying a volume. Several issues would cost less than one book. It's ridiculous in anime. I know you can say you can just buy a manga, but a lot of the times people just don't want to pirate manga when they can read the newer chapters for free or for $2 online, or just wait a couple months to spend $8, get it on release day, pre-ordering it on Right Stuff. Manga scalping is so bad at this point where people are buying converting 7 or 10 of the same volume, stealing all of the stock, and selling them. Anime does not have that problems. Anime has its problems. They all have pros to them, and which one do I prefer? I personally prefer manga. You can probably tell, but I have a whole bunch of manga. This video went on for so long, I'm probably gonna have to cut out parts of it. A lot of parts I just repeat myself. We'll see you all in the next video. Bye!